They finally came. Hi darlings, this is Christina at Makeup Box FYI, and today I have my beautiful Pat McGrath bronzers. I'm so excited to finally get to review and swatch these. I have been wearing them. I received them just maybe a few days ago and I immediately put them to use. So I got some comparisons, I got some thoughts. Without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so I have to say Pat McGrath probably has some of the best packaging on the market. Some packaging I save. Hers almost always makes the cut. Look at this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous packaging. It looks like kind of Grecian, like Greek goddess kind of look. I think that's what she's going for. Now I did not pick up the packs that came, not packs, but the sets that came for like $70. I didn't like what was coming in them, so I opted to buy them separate. I paid a little more, but you know how I feel about only buying things that I feel like I'm gonna get use out of. So I decided on Bronze Dawn, and I went with Desert Glow. So I can tell you just from using them already, Desert Glow has some type of sparkle glitter particles within them. Not terrible, but I will tell you that right off the bat. So I know you won't hear me just talking about it. Let's start the swatching. So comes in Pat's classic black sleek packaging, very weighty, very luxe. This one I'm gonna do is Bronze Dawn first. It's got that beautiful embossment, like a crown. Kind of matches, you know, the outer packaging. So that is the coloring. I'm gonna swatch it on my arm. So very fair. Bronze Dawn, let me repeat, is pretty fair. Let me do another swatch. So it's going to be like barely my skin tone. When I was buying these, I was thinking we always look a little different during the summer versus the winter, right? So I thought maybe one would be my summer bronzer and one will be my winter bronzer, and this definitely would be more my winter bronzer. The one I've been using the most, that is Desert Glow, because your girl loves the sparkle. So when I saw that, I was all into it. I'll put that right alongside here. Now all these, well, the ones that I've picked up do lean more warm toned, and I'm okay with that. I personally like a warm toned bronzer, but if you're not into it, I'm just gonna let you know right now it's warm toned. So this almost has like a burnt effect, you know, and they're quite different in tones. So as you can see, one's definitely going to be more pigmented for me and one's going to be much lighter. So let's try them. So because we're going to use this, and I'm going to clean it off in between, but I think we should start with the lighter first. So let's start with Bronze Dawn, and I'm going to bring you guys in. So we're going to start with it on this side, and right now I just have, you know, my foundation, my concealer right now. I didn't put anything else on. So I'm going to take just a little, my Kat Von D brush. So it's got a nice pigmentation. You know, as light as it's swatched, it's actually giving pretty good pigment. And it's giving exactly what I was hoping. Like, I'm here in bronze, but I'm not like in your face. Now I still am fair because out here in Cali, the weather doesn't know what it wants to do. So it's still coolish. It's not warm like we're used to our spring and summers yet. So this is like a perfect shade for me right now. You can see, gives just a little hint of color. Really nice though. I'm just looking at it in the viewfinder, but it's beautiful. All right, let's do Desert Glow. So I cleaned off my brush. I'm gonna do Desert Glow on this side. This one's almost got like a sunburnt look. I know, because I've been using this one a little bit more because I am desperate for the summer. So it's like, let me get some summer in the bronze. So as you see, one swipe for me was enough. But let me build it up for, you know, video purposes so you can see how you can build it up if you are darker than I. So I can have the equal amount of swatches on both sides. This is Desert Glow, still very pretty, in Bronze Dawn. So you can see this one is more apparent, definitely more sunburnt, more sun-kissed. This one's just like, I'm here, I'm a little sun, but I'm not gonna be in your face with it. But they are so pretty. Now, one of the reasons I really want to try these Pat McGrath bronzers, one, Pat's great when it comes to her powders. Amazing formulas. I actually haven't tried her blushes yet. I tried one highlighter, I wasn't a fan for me personally. Eyeshadows are fantastic. So, you know, this is something that many Pat lovers have been waiting for so long. So I had to get it for that purpose. Number two, right now, my number one go-to is Hermes. And I was looking for something that was less expensive, that could be a holy grail as well, that I could recommend to you guys. Since I wore the Hermes on one side, I wore the Pat on the other, and I have to say, not too bad. Like, it was almost the same. I felt like the Hermes did stay a little better throughout the day. It had more longevity, just a bit. Like by lunchtime, I saw my face, and the side with the Hermes bronzer did have a little more pigmentation left over, where with the Pat one I just had to like retouch a little, but for, you know, half the cost, I think it's worth it. So I'm gonna show you Atlas, okay, so you can see a comparison with the Pat McGrath. So Bronze Dawn, Desert Glow, Hermes, and I was very much looking for something similar to that, you know, color very close to Atlas. Now I will tell you, Hermes is very fragranced, okay? Pat's, I don't detect it. Like, as soon as I swatch this, like, oh yeah, this has a lot of fragrance. Where Pat's has none. So that is a bonus. If you are sensitive to smells, fragrances, I'm gonna tell you that Pat's are not fragranced. Now, as you can see, the difference in tones, very similar. Hermes is a slightly bit darker in tone than the Bronze Dawn, but ever so slight. Very similar. Quite a nice dupe, I would say. But the Hermes is definitely a little less powdery, I think, and that probably is why it stayed a little better, a little more emollient. When I'm looking at my hand, like, it's very smooth, it's very creamy, where Pat's is a little more powdery. So I just want to let you know that. Now, in comparison to my first holy grail, which was the Chanel Le Beige bronzer, and this is in the color Deep. I'm going to compare that here. So as you can see, I really like a lighter bronzer typically. I want to look very natural. Like, I like my glam, I like my glow, I like my shimmer and my shine, but you know, when it comes to my face, I kind of want it to look as natural as possible. So this is the Chanel in Deep Le Beige. This is Hermes Atlas. Pat McGrath's Desert Glow, Pat McGrath's Bronze Dawn. So just trying to give you a good idea. All kind of similar in tone. I would say Chanel's is a slight bit browner, kind of like the Desert Glow, but in a really much more tame down version. And Chanel's is slightly pigmented as well. You know, luxury brands, they love to have some fragrance in there, and if you're sensitive to it, it's not for you. Also get the lip liner. And I also did purchase the palette, but I think most people know when you purchased it, it said it was going to ship out at a later date. So, you know, Pat's shipping is always very interesting. So I have no idea when I'll be getting that, but you know, as soon as I get it, I will review it. But I'm really excited. It looked like the perfect summer skin kiss, like bronzy situation with the golds and the peaches. I was like, yes, I need it. Oh, Pat McGrath is actually having a 25% off on her total website, which, you know, if I wasn't a reviewer of these products, I totally would have waited for a sale for probably the palette and maybe the lip liner. The bronzers, I think I don't know. I have a lot of bronzers to use it, so I may have waited. But that's what we're here for, to show you what they look like on our skin so you can decide if that's something you want to do. Got the color Nude Venus, and I will say this about her lip liners. Not as creamy or as emollient as my favorite Chanel lip liners, right? But it's beautiful, and I have used it, so sorry it's a little bit dirty. But it's pretty. It's truly nude, okay? So when she said Nude Venus, that's what it is. So this is Nude Venus. Let me build it up a little more. And then I'll show it to you on my lip. Now, I did feel like this was pretty pale on me. So let me put it on. Sometimes I can wait to try things for the reviews. Most times I can't. I'm too excited to like look at them, swatch them. You know, I'm equally as much of a makeup lover as I love to showcase this stuff. Like, I really get excited about certain products. So it's not as creamy, but as you can see, it's very nude. It is like a pinky. It's definitely like a light pink. I wouldn't say this is my lip, but better, because I think it's slightly lighter than my own lip color, I think. But pretty. So it's dry, it's not very creamy, okay? So I think I already know what I want to pair it with. I'm going to pair it with the Clé de Peau. I feel like I'll be debuting these slowly within other videos. This is in Ojai Lue. Don't me up on this. I'm gonna butcher this name, but it's the darkest pink one. Thought this would be a pretty color combo. I love these. I know I say that like every time I use it, but these are so freaking pretty. And this is the perfect combo. If you want like a pretty pinky nude color, this is your jam. Gives you a little sparkle. Gives you a little something. Okay, so darlings, that is it. That's all I got for you. I hope that this review helped. You decide if the bronzer is something you want to try. I say if you don't want to splurge on the Hermes, definitely give Pat a try. She's got sales throughout the year, many. So if you are still working on a bronzer now, don't rush out and get it. Finish what you have. It is a close second. Like I said, it's a little more powdery, but when I applied it to the skin, and I told you it's got glitter particles, but you don't see it. It's not noticeable, but they are beautiful. And that's only the Desert Glow. The other is a flat, like matte color. And I just love them. They're gorgeous, they're non-fragranced, and you know, they give you a lot of wear. They've got a nice warmth to them. The lip liner is nice. I wouldn't say I'd repurchase this color because it's not in my color wheel typically. I like a little darker than my lip because it brings more color to my face. But you know, if you're lighter than I am, it will be a beautiful color. If you're darker than I am, if you're going for that very nude lip look, it'll be pretty. I will review the palette when it comes, and I have some more content coming very soon, guys. I apologize I wasn't able to get the Sephora sales recommendation. You know, I have a very limited amount of time to film during the weekend because I work Monday through Friday. I don't get home till late, and you know, I want to film when I'm my freshest, my most energetic, and that's always the morning time. So you know, I will try to get as much content as I can out for you guys. I love talking to you guys in the comment section. Tell me, did you guys find anything? Did you purchase anything? Are you interested? Yeah, but darlings, I hope you have a great day, a wonderful week, and I'll catch you in the next one.